Hello everyone, decision theory. Now this course is all about the mechanism of decision theory in operations research. First of all, remember the meaning of this term decision theory. So decision theory is a process of selecting the best strategy from various alternatives. So over here we will be selecting that strategy which is giving the decision maker maximum profits and minimum costs, right? So remember, decision theory involves analysis of various alternatives and selection of the best alternative from various alternatives, right? That option which is giving the decision maker maximum profits and minimum costs should always be selected. Now in decision theory, we will be discussing in detail the various bifurcations of decision theory. They are decision making under certainty, decision making under risk, and decision making under uncertainty. Now this course is going to deal in depth about the concepts of decision making under risk and decision making under uncertainty, because decision making under certainty is quite clear, right? But whenever there is risk involved, whenever there are uncertainties involved, then complexity arises, and we are going to discuss those complicacies, all those complexities in this course of decision theory. Now I'll be referring to two terms over here, states of nature and courses of action. We are going to use these terms frequently in our course, and remember, courses of action refers to those factors which are under the control of a decision maker. So decision maker will be analyzing various strategies, and ultimately he will be selecting the best strategy, that strategy which is giving the decision maker maximum profits and minimum costs. So course of actions refers to the alternatives which are available for the decision maker, while states of nature refers to those factors which are outside the control of a decision maker. Certain factors like demand or some natural factor are not in the control of decision maker, and they are going to be referred as states of nature. So I'll be referring states of nature, and the example is demand, as those factors which are not in the control of a decision maker, while courses of action refers to the alternatives, refers to the strategies which are available to the decision maker. Now in our course, we will be discussing the concept of decision theory in detail. Then moving on to the concept of decision making under risk, whereby we will be discussing the calculation of expected monetary value, right? That is the expected profitability of a strategy. We are going to find out the expected monetary value of each strategy, and ultimately the strategy which has got the maximum EMV, the maximum expected monetary value, will be selected. So after EMV, we'll be moving on to the calculation of expected opportunity loss. Now that's a very popular term, opportunity loss, and when we will equate the opportunity losses with the probability, we will get the values of expected opportunity loss, and out of the whole lot, we are going to select that strategy which has got the minimum expected opportunity loss. After that, we will be going for EVPI, expected value with perfect information. All those factors comprise the mega concept of decision making under risk. After completing decision making under risk in our course, in the coming sections, we will be discussing decision making under uncertainty, whereby we will be discussing factors like maximax criteria, maximin criteria, Bayes or Laplace criteria, Hurwitz's coefficient of optimism, minimax regret criteria, minimin criteria. So in decision making under uncertainty, we will not be making use of probabilities. So whenever the probabilities are not there, those are under the category of decision making under uncertainty. And whenever the situation has probabilities present in those cases, those concepts are under the category of decision making under risk. So whenever probabilities are there, it is categorized into decision making under risk, and when there are no probabilities, those are under the category of decision making under uncertainty, whereby I have just told you some factors like maximax, minimax regret, Bayes or Laplace, Hurwick's coefficient of optimism. We will be making use of those factors in decision making under uncertainty. Now, after decision making under uncertainty, the next section deals with the concept of decision tree, whereby we will be discussing the calculations, the diagrams of decision tree in detail. Now, what is a decision tree? Decision tree refers to the diagrammatic representation of states of nature and courses of action. So whenever we present states of nature and courses of action in the form of a diagram, that diagrammatic representation is called as decision tree. Right? So decision tree makes use of states of nature, course of action, probabilities, everything is portrayed in the form of a diagram, and ultimately that strategy is selected which has got the maximum EMV or the minimum cost or minimum expected loss. So after decision tree, we will deal with more and more complex problems of decision tree, and that is what our course comprise of: the concepts of decision making under risk, expected monetary values, expected opportunity losses, EVPI, expected value with perfect information, then decision making under uncertainty, dealing with maximax criteria, minimax regret criteria, maximin criteria, and Bayes Laplace, Hurwick's coefficient of optimism, minimin criteria, and ultimately the decision tree. Right? So I do believe that this course is going to be a great learning experience for you. Wishing you all the best, for this course and for your future endeavors.